Hello and welcome to Beach View, our podcast about different things and/or stuff.
Hello, welcome. Today we're doing another album review, and this time we did Death Cab for Cutie. We have the facts and we're voting yes.
Yes, this is their second album. It's from the year 2000.
Yes, throwback. I love a good 2000s album.
Yeah, and it's another indie rock, bit of emo in there. Like the overdriven guitars and kind of moody songs with emotionally charged lyrics. So kind of like the last
Pacific
one.
Northwest at its finest. Yep. I love a good Pacific Northwest band. So definitely a winner.
Yeah, I feel like the differences between this one and the last one is there's it's a bit clearer, I think, on some of the instruments. The lyrics are also a bit more clear. I think they're about more obvious situations compared to the really vague lyrics of the last one, and there's less other instruments involved. It's mostly just guitars.
Yes. What was the last one? Did we do the first album?
Yeah, something about airplanes.
Yes. Okay, yeah. So coming from that one, you're absolutely right. This one's a little more, as you said, not in so many words, but a little more simplified, I guess.
I don't know if simplified's the right word, just kind of going for a different vibe.
Yeah, I guess I can't say simplify because some of the guitar really is intricate, so maybe not simplified, but yeah, total different vibe. Not total different.
No, but... yeah, you can definitely see the resemblance.
Yeah. What did you think about this album, overall opinion?
Yeah, so I like this album. I'm not as high on it as I used to be.
Okay.
This was one of my favorite albums in high school, but I still like it. It's a good album.
I don't know that I ever listened to the whole album.
Oh, you've heard songs from this though?
Yeah, definitely heard songs from this, but I don't think I've ever listened to the whole album. As you know, I'm not a big let me listen to the whole album kind of person.
Yeah.
But especially not in the early 2000s. But I listened to this, this time around, and I really like it. This was definitely, I liked it better than the last one.
Oh, okay. See, I think I've come around on liking their last album more than this one, but it's still a good album.
Yeah, I get that. But when I was listening to this, for one, I think, I don't remember what it is compared to the last one, but it's a short album.
That's true.
And I like that. I like when albums are short. I know people like to get extra songs on an album, but I actually like when they're shorter. So it's 10 songs, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And that, to me, is the perfect length for an album. 10, 12 songs, bam, done. And I like the kind of moodiness of this album. But it's not to me, it's not super emo where it's you're gonna feel melancholy. It's more of a chill.
Yeah, that's true.
To me.
Yeah, I agree with that assessment.
And I like my chill low key, so this is right up in there.
Yeah, there are a few songs with more tempo to them, more energy. But yeah, it is kind of a chiller album than the last one, which is a bit moodier, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. And if I ever got a record player, like I keep saying I'm gonna do, and then I never do, I think I would buy this album. Which is saying a lot.
I have this one on CD, not vinyl, so.
Oh, there you go. I think during that time I was really in the burn CDs, so I might have one of these. I don't even think this made it to a burn CD, but I might have one song or so on some kind of burn CD, but that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just like this. I liked it a lot. I listened to it a couple of times, one right after the other. First one kind of absorbed the whole sound, while I'm doing something else, and then the second time I paid attention to lyrics and stuff like that, so which is saying a lot. Normally I just go through an album and I'm done. What's next? So yeah, I give this 2 enthusiastic thumbs up.
Okay, yeah, well, like I said, I really liked this in high school. I remember it still very well when I was listening to it. I don't know what it is. It's just something about it. I've lessened on it as time's gone on. Like, especially when I compare it to some of their other albums, I like those better.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah, so you want to get into the track by track?
Yeah, let's do it.
Alright. Number 1, title track.
Yeah, first of all, I like the title. Title track, very original. This is like a moody,
Yeah, it is.
song. It's a good opener, I think, for the album. A little bit of melancholy, but not like totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I always gotta call out a lyric, and this one, I really like the line, like, about call response overturns convictions every time. I think that's, like, just a, kind of a deeper lyric. I liked it.
Yeah, I really like the lyrics on this song. I like the vocal rhythm that goes with it too. It's got
Yeah.
this nice cadence to it, I feel like. And yeah, I like the story it tells too. It's kind of like being at a party and like getting into a hookup that doesn't quite work out.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I really like that line. Like, your reaction, call response, your reaction, like, overturns your convictions. Like, I think that was a really good line about human nature.
Yeah, and I really like the sort of breakdown at the end with the guitar like picking up a bit.
Yeah. I thought this was a really good track.
Yeah, definitely a good start. It's a bit mellower, but it still has some like, energy to it. It's got a good like beat going for it. It's a good
Yeah,
song, good
the
start to the
guitar's
album.
really pretty too. Yeah, I think I really like the guitar in all of these tracks. It's
Yeah,
just kind of
yeah.
like a softer. I don't know how to describe that musically, like technically, but it's pretty.
Yeah. So, next.
All right, number 2, the employment pages. So I like this one. This one to me also, told like a nice little story of those times, like when you're kind of like looking for a job, the employment pages, but it's also like, relationships, and it's got a really soft like guitar sound, and the vocals like I think are, kind of like emotionally charged vocals. Like, I just think like this is I like this song a lot.
Yeah, and it feels like a very raw vocal performance. I think on a lot of these songs, it's kind of a more unpolished sound that I think really works for the like whole mood of the album. And I think
Yeah,
that shines really well here.
I agree. It's very nice.
Yeah, and I like the ending in this track. I think like especially the vocals on that and like the way the guitar goes with it, I think is really good.
Yeah. So I looked up because I was like, what exactly? Like, I wonder what they were like thinking when they wrote the song. Like, some songs I'll just like look up, like, what did the singer say or the band say about this? So it says that they said this song, this was like an interview, I think, like years later. And I don't remember, I didn't cite it, so I can't tell you where it was from. But he said the song is about the transition of going from an idyllic, easy college town living to trying to become an adult for some reason, but you're not quite sure why. And I think that's something like, a part of life that people go through when they're like kind of in a transitional period. So I liked it. Like, thinking of I know you're not a big context person, but I like to hear the context of like what the band was thinking.
Yep. So, yeah.
Yeah.
This one really shows off the like chill vibes you were talking about.
Yes, that's why I like it. I love which, I mean, I know this is like the nature of music, but I love songs that like kind of tell a story about like life, but it's also like it's just the music and the vocals just kind of are emotive, and it just is
Yeah, yeah.
like you said, chill vibe to the song. I really liked it.
Yep. So, next.
All right, next, number 3, For What Reason?
Yeah, this one picks up a bit compared to the previous two.
Yeah, the rhythm of it I think is like good. As you said, more of a pickup than the other two, which I still like. I really like the softness and the moodiness of the other two, but this one kind of gives you a little bit different. So I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And this one seems to be about a breakup, so.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I like the line, I gotta bring the lyrics. I like the line that says, "In the end, I win as ink remains." Like, kind of like the person who writes the history, that's the truth, you know what I mean? Like, because that's your truth. That's kind of what I got from it. I don't know if that's what it means, but I just liked it. I thought that was like a really nice little poetic line.
Oh, okay. See, my favorite line from this has always been, "I will hold a candle up to you to singe your skin." It's like, I like that turn of
Ooh, I
phrase
like that
on,
too.
you know, literalizing "hold a candle up to you."
Yeah, I like that too. I didn't pick that one out of here, but I do like that.
Yeah, I think that's just a neat turn of phrase.
It
Yeah, and I
is.
like that this one, is more up tempo. It's got a bit more edge to it. I like
Definitely.
the
But
percussion throughout this too. It's really cool.
yeah, it's still got that like kind of chiller vibe, but still, as you're saying, like definitely more, I don't want to say driving, I guess, but like a steady
Yeah.
beat. Yeah.
Yeah, this whole album's kind of got like a softer sound, like on the
Mhm.
like guitar productions and timbres.
Yeah, which is why I really like it. I'm here for it.
Yeah. Well, next.
Okay, number 4. Lowell, which I'm sure I'm not saying it the way those people do. Massachusetts.
I thought it
Lowell?
was always Lowell, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's Lowell. Lowell, Massachusetts. Or, as the title is, Lowell, comma, M-A.
Yes.
So this is another more upbeat one.
Mm-hmm.
I like that on the album. Like it's got a few, you start off with a couple like, slower and then you get to a couple like more upbeat ones.
Yeah. Yeah, and this one's a neat little song. I like the vocals again.
Mhm. Yeah, I like the beginning, like the beat at the beginning starts off strong. I would say this wasn't my favorite song on the album, but it's still a really good song.
Okay. And I like the little like falsetto parts where it like just all of a sudden, like in the middle of a phrase, will raise up into falsetto, like on the
Yeah.
ends of phrases sometimes.
I did like that. That was a neat style, I thought. Like gives it a little twist.
And I like the little ending. I thought that you would come to expect more section. I think that's a cool little ending there, like
Yeah.
little refrain.
I like that as well. I thought that was good lyrics. Again. Yeah. So like I said, I like the song. It's a really good song, but I like other songs on the album better.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd call this one my favorite either, but it's a good song.
Yeah. It definitely doesn't detract from the album,
Yep. So, next.
All right, number 5, 405. This one's like, it gets back to being like slow paced. It kind of like, it references like an alcoholic summer.
Yep.
I like this one. It's just kind of like one of those like deep in thought kind of songs it reminds me of. You know what I mean? Like the music and the lyrics.
Yeah, especially because it's about like driving, like having a road trip.
Yeah.
And sort of like making bad decisions during that.
Right, exactly. Which, I mean, who doesn't love a good bad decision every now and then? But it's still like it's chill, but and it's, slower paced, but to me, the music is like kind of upbeat at the same time,
Yeah.
So that's what I liked. It wasn't, too emo, like, not getting me in my feelings or anything. It's funny because it was like kind of slow but it still felt like a upbeat kind of song. So I liked it.
Yeah, I think the rhythm's what really keeps that. It's got this very like steady beat,
Yeah.
and the like stings on the guitar and the keyboard sound they've got going there. I really like how that like the whole song keeps time. And I
Yes.
like the instrumentation a lot because I think this is probably one of my favorites on the album. It's a
Yeah,
neat
I really
song.
like this one. And as you mentioned, the keyboard, I really like that, and the instrumentation, definitely, I agree with you on that. It's like I said at the beginning, like kind of like intricate, but I don't know how to describe it. I really need to learn some more technical things, but it's I really like the song. It's good.
Yep.
Yeah.
So next.
Number 6, Little Fury Bugs. This is more like an energetic song, so we kind of like switch pace a little bit. But it's got like, I think the hook is like kind of more catchy, and it's a little bit of a change from the last one, so I really like that. And then one of the lyrics I really like, he uses the word untrustable, which I just really like that he uses that. So I think that's kind of a clever little word, but I thought this was a really good song.
Yeah, I think this is maybe the weakest on the album to me, but I still like it.
Yeah. To me, I liked it better than Lowell, Massachusetts, but it's definitely, I think it's a good song. It, like, to me, all these songs fit really well together on the album.
Yeah, they do. And they all flow together really well, I think.
Yeah.
It's a very well-constructed album in that sense. And I think this one's a bit more, like, moody and melancholic than the last few, so I don't know, maybe that's it, but I don't dislike this song, but, it's not my favorite.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that. All right. Next.
Yep.
We have number 7, Company Calls.
Yep. And this one really picks up.
Yeah. I like that we have 7 and 8. Like 7's Company Calls and 8 is Company Calls Epilogue.
Yeah, and this one, they share lyrics too, so.
Yeah, I like that. Which normally I don't like those kind of like things on an album, but I really liked it here.
Yeah, this one really picks up. Like the chorus is almost like shouted.
Mm-hmm.
It's this really like shout along style chorus, I feel like.
Yeah.
Which is neat. I think that's a strong chorus.
I liked it. It wasn't too like harsh either. Like, everything's chill and then you have like kind of shouty. No, it wasn't harsh at all. It was like a nice song, fit well. And I really like the instrumentals on here.
Yeah, guitar's really solid.
Yes, I think it's just really a pretty song. And I like the lyrics. I'll take the best of your bad mood and dress them up to make a better you. I think that's nice.
Yeah.
And I really like the guitar on this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I like the little ending part where it kind of like slows down a bit, mellows out a bit before, picking back up at the chorus at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And the lyrics there, are like shared between the next song, which the your wedding figurines part doesn't really make sense unless you listen to Company Calls Epilogue.
Yes, exactly.
So that's a neat little bit of continuity. The two songs are interrelated.
Yeah, I think that's super cool.
Yep.
All right, so moving on to the epilogue of Company Calls, number 8. So continuation of the last one, and it's kind of like, concluding the story, I guess. But it's really pretty. This is a really pretty song. I think it's about like crashing a wedding of someone he loves.
Yeah, so the speaker is going to a wedding for someone he loves, but obviously they're getting married, so
yeah,
it's not gonna work out.
Yeah, but I love the narrative of these two
it's a really cool narrative.
Yeah, I just think it's I don't know, I just really like them. And I love that sentiment. Like, it's just such a romantic, evocative feeling that they give. Imagine like being in love with somebody, but you're going to their wedding, getting married with somebody else, So, and he talks about the little figurines on top of the wedding cake. I like that.
And taking them.
I like the imagery. Yeah, taking them, stealing them, which I think is awesome. I just love that total vibe of these songs.
Yeah, and I really like the vocal delivery throughout this whole song, and it's like this is definitely a moodier song.
Yeah,
it's probably the most emo this album gets.
Yeah, and I like it. It's not too. Sometimes when I'm listening to an album and it's too melancholy, I'm just like, oh, this is depressing me. This is not at all like that. Like, it's chill. It's got that some emo vibe to it, but it's definitely not like depressing me, which I love.
Yeah, and I really like the chorus here too.
Yeah, definitely a good chorus. I agree. This song is a good one.
Yep. Probably either this or 405, I'd say, are my favorites on the album. This is a really cool song, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I like this one. And honestly, I really like Little Fury Bugs. I really like the title track. Yeah, I can't pick a best one, but it's up there.
Yeah. This one and the rest of the songs on here are a bit longer. I think they're each over 5 minutes long. So.
Yeah, and normally that's a good note. Normally, like, when songs get too long, I'm like, okay, already. But I did not feel that way listening to these. They were not too long. I just felt like it was a good vibe all around, so it did not bother me.
Not me. I like the longer songs.
Yeah. That's why normally we have like opposite songs that we really like, but we both agree on this one. Yeah.
Next,
we have number 9, No Joy in Mudville.
Yep. This is another slower song.
Slower song I really like. It's a little bit melancholy. But I think it's in a good way. Very slow pace. I really like the pace of this. It's almost like too slow at some points. But I really liked it. I just thought it was a nice delivery. The music kind of like trips along and like the vocals guide it. I really like it. The treatment of this is really good.
Yeah, and I like the use of xylophone or some other like mallet percussion instrument like that.
I was wondering what that was. Like, I was like, is that a xylophone? And I didn't look it up. I should have.
Oh, apparently it's a glockenspiel.
Oh, glockenspiel. Okay. I like learning new instrument. I mean, I know what that is, but I like figuring out what the instruments are because I'm not good at that. So I like to test myself. But I like the instrumentation, the whole album, but it definitely stands out in this song.
Yeah, definitely. And I like the drums here. It's really cool. Like you said, with the slow rhythm.
Yes.
It's a really good sound for it.
Yeah. I'm loving it. I think I'm going to listen to this album again.
Well.
All right.
Next.
Number 10, the closing song, Scientist Studies.
Yep.
I really like this song.
Yeah, me too.
I like the lyrics. I love the drums and the guitar. What do you think this song's about?
Seems like having trouble with a landlord or something. It's like they're stiffing out of the heat.
Okay.
So they're like trying to hold off from paying.
I was trying to figure it out. Yeah, I was trying to figure it out, and I was kind of like,
paying until the heat comes through.
Yeah, I was trying to think like, is this like a song about that, or is this like a deeper meaning? I don't know. I didn't look it up either. I should have, but the line that I really like is it's something like, I didn't write it down specifically, but it's something like, I got the invitation, but I definitely wasn't invited.
Yeah.
That's me paraphrasing. That's not what it says, but I got the invitation, but I wasn't invited. And I like that because that again is an evocative line. Like, how many times have you felt like, you were included, but like the sentiment wasn't there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just thought that was a good one.
Yeah, I really like the chorus where it like picks up a bit for the vocal delivery. It's another kind of shouty chorus, but this is still sort of a slower song.
Yeah.
And I really like the distortion in the guitar that goes throughout here, especially like picks up at the end.
The end, was this the song at the end that it had that like distortion like for a while?
Yeah. The little noise bit at the end.
That's the only part that I was like,
because
I was actually like, wait, is that in the song? Or like, I was like turning down the volume because I was like, is that in the song or is that like a noise that I'm hearing?
Nope, that's in the song.
Yeah, it definitely is in the song. That part wasn't my favorite, but it didn't bother me like sometimes distortion or like noise at the end of a song for a while bothers me. This one didn't. I really like the song a lot, so that says a lot, including that noise at the end.
Yeah. Well, I love any time a song ends on the guitar distortion, just sort of letting that play it out. And I think that's a really good way to end an album too.
Kind of draws out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. So, overall thoughts, again, I think like all together, really good album. The songs are all like fit together, they're all cohesive. we've got some more upbeat ones. We've got some more like really slow paced ones. And I thought it was really good. The lyrics are, thoughtful, poetic. In the music, the instrumentation, I just really like how it's layered, and I thought it just sounded really nice all together.
Yeah, basically reiterate all of that. I don't
Yeah.
know that I have much to add on that. Yeah, not my favorite album by them, but it's a good album.
Yeah. I do think it's noteworthy that we really liked some of the same songs on here, because normally that doesn't happen.
Well, you seem like you liked all the songs on here, so.
Yeah. But normally, like, your favorite song, like, I don't really like, and then my favorite song you don't really like, so.
Yeah.
I think this is where we come together, Death Cab for Cutie, except that you didn't think it was the best album. I thought this was, like, a really good album.
You haven't listened to all of them yet.
No, I haven't. Honestly, I haven't. I mean, I've heard a lot of their music.
Yeah.
But not all together in albums, so.
Oh,
yeah.
And something I forgot to mention while we were doing the songs, but some of these songs start with a trend of theirs that they continues. The lyrics will, they'll end on, like, the opening line, or, like, another line from the song, and that starts here. That's not present in their last album, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah. I really like that sort of lyrical feature.
That's a good point, and I enjoy that lyrical feature as well.
Yeah, which will continue in their later albums.
Which we'll have to listen to.
Yeah, well, we already did their next album on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That's right. I love this whole the year 2000 vibe. Like, Y2K was a time. You probably don't remember it that well, but it was such a fun, like, just, new millennium.
Yeah, I guess.
And I like that we're doing an album from the year 2000. It just seems so long ago.
Well, it was.
I know, but honestly, I probably wasn't listening to this in 2000. Like, I wasn't, like, into it until later,
Yeah.
But isn't that how it goes with albums? Like, a few years later is when I, like, kind of get into them, so.
Yeah, that's pretty common.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, so. Yeah. I guess, if there's nothing else, you'll take us out?
All right. Well, this has been Beach View, the podcast about all sorts of things and stuff. And we continued our musical reviews, which we love to do. And thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.